Shri Pankaj Bhujbal sir, Srimati Vishaka Bhujbal ma'am, Director of IMM, Dr. Priya Menon Nair, and our Associate Professor and Mentor, Dr. Yogesh Danjani, and all the team members of IIM. Dr. Jyotsna Munshi ma'am and her team, Ashish Srivastav, Head of Marcom and his team, Head of HR Pooja Kavre ma'am, and other departments heads at the MET. Before we start with this event, I would also like to talk a little bit about Priya ma'am. I would now like to introduce Priya ma'am, who's making all of this happen. An entrepreneur and educator, a change maker. She has co-founded India's first bachelor program in branding and advertising with NMIMS. And her work now connects 12 plus universities, including IIM Indore. She was mentored by an ad legend called as Prahlad Kakar. She has now worked with giants like Infosys, Wipro, Godrej, JP Morgan, and many more. She has been at all the best places, everyone. Priya ma'am is also an internationally certified ADHD and autism coach, which is the real reason she has been able to handle all of us pretty well. So if you're curious about branding, entrepreneurship, or turning ideas into fantastic results, you know the one-stop solution for all of us, Priya ma'am. I would now like Priya ma'am to say a few words. Yes.
They call him Pops, KV Sridhar, legendary adman, visionary storyteller, founder of High.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome all of you to this launch of MET Media Collective, the first of its kind campus agency in Mumbai. When I first met the Honorable Trustees, Pankaj Bhujbal sir and Vishaka ma'am, a couple of days ago, the first thing that I realized through the entire 2-hour conversation was that their thought process was entirely centered towards students. I'll tell you what they did not talk about. They did not speak about ROI. They did not speak about how to fill the classrooms. They did not speak about what kind of faculty are you getting, how many hours of training will the faculty have, how many books have the faculty written. What they told me was, we want you to shape the careers of our students and shape their lives. This to me is gold. Because when the trustees of an institution care so much for you students, that means change is inevitable, but positive change is possible in this institution. So big round of applause to the trustees. They are the reason why we are disrupting the entire curriculum, because for them every single student matters to them. Now, lovely. So they know we talk a lot. Gentlemen here, Pops, my beloved Pops. He's a guide, he's a mentor, he's a guru, and not just mine, to countless advertising professionals in the country, and whosoever lives he's touched, it's turned into gold. You know, some very prominent people in films, media, advertising, entrepreneurship. I called him and I said, Pops, you know, this is what the students are doing. He said, Priya, for the students, I'll be there. You know, he always believes in giving back to the community, to the students, because he believes you all are the future. And 100% it's how it should be. And Pops, thank you so much for always being so encouraging, so wonderful. Every single time he's taken a few of our students, he's nurtured them, and today they've all gone on to become really big entrepreneurs and set up some wonderful companies. And I love for some of our students to be a part of New Zealand. So thank you so much, Pops, for joining us today. Let me also thank the team of IMM. They are the pillars of IMM. We have Dr. Yogesh Dhanjani. Yogesh there. We have Priyanka. Where's Priyanka? We have Shweta. We have Lakshman sir. We have Sumanji there, Shirish sir, Nitin is also here. We cannot do without Nitin sir. I also want to thank all the team members who supported us in really helping us create this wonderful launch at such a short notice. Marcom team, Ashish, without your help, without Vikash's help, this would not have been possible. Thank you so much. But the entire event and the applause go to only our students first. Our wonderful MET Media Collective students. Let me introduce you to the team of MET Media Collective. Aradhya. He is the CEO of the MET Media Collective. We have Anushka, who is the COO of the Media Collective. We have Lionel, who is the CCO of the Media Collective. We have Vaishnavi, who is the head of digital marketing. We have Raja, who is the head of journalism. We have John as the head of advertising. Priya, head of PR. Antara, head of entertainment. The MET Media Collective was formed with the idea that this is going to be your training ground. Whatever learning you need to have, whatever mistakes you want to make, whatever failures you face, whatever rejections you want to experience, it's all going to begin from here. This is your training ground. And we're going to have a lot of projects and a lot of experience you build. But most importantly, we want you all to be wonderful, good, empathetic professionals. From this very moment, the MET Media Collective belongs to you all. This is your platform, your journey, your responsibility. And we are here to support you, to guide you, and to celebrate you. I'm going to call Aradhya on stage. She's going to share something with you, and then we'll carry on with our fireside chat. But I also want to thank Abha ma'am here. She's from the pharmacy department. We also want to thank Tandon ma'am here, who's joined us today at the launch. We are so grateful that you could take time and join us today for the event. Thank you so much, Alcha, for joining us as well. Thank you. Aradhya, come. Guys, together, let us build not just an agency, a movement that will shape not just your careers but your lives. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Aditya, the CEO, along with Anushka Chalke, the COO, and Lionel Pereira, the CCO. Welcome you all to the official launch of our agency today. MVT Media Collective was born out of a simple idea, which was to give a powerful voice to the students to express their creativity and stories in the campus. Whether it's digital content, journalism, design, film, or social media, we are here to amplify the pulse of the campus through fresh and bold, authentic media. This is just the beginning. We are not building a media agency, we are building a movement, like ma'am said. Thank you for being here. Let's make media that matters. Welcome to the Media Collective. Thank you.
I would like to talk about a very special guest now. He is a disruptor and has redefined the ad industry. He is the Global Chief Creative Officer of Nihilint Limited, the founder of Hyper Collective, and the co-founder of Native Perk, and the person...
They call him Pops, KV Sridhar, legend. Pops, KV Sridhar, legendary adman, visionary storyteller, founder of Hyper Collective, and global chief creative officer, Nihilint. The man who turned advertising into an art of human connection. From Hamara Bajaj to Thanda Matlab Coca-Cola, his work didn't just sell brands, it became part of our culture, our memories, and our very lives. A mentor to generations of creators, Pops believes stories are born not from complexity, but from the heartbeat of real life. Campaigns that don't just sell, but live forever. We're excited to welcome him to Met Institute of Mass Media to inspire young minds, future creators, and storytellers. It's a chance to learn from the man who made brands immortal.
I remember very fondly the first time ma'am told us about the word pops, and we were wondering who is pops. But then I think this video is an epitome of why we are so fond of him, and every time we hear the word pop, there's a beautiful story aligned to it. So a big round of applause for this video itself. I would also like to talk about our very, very special guest, a man who's a disruptor, and he has redefined the entire advertising industry. Like you saw, he's the global chief creative officer at Nihilint Limited, the founder of Hyper Collective, the co-founder of Native Per, and the person who will always, always have the coolest name in the room. Seriously, you cannot win against him. A man with the softest voice but the loudest impact in the corridors of advertising. With decades of turning ideas into magic, he also is an art curator and someone who constantly blends technology with creativity. A person as iconic as their work. Please put your hands together for a man who truly defines storytelling and advertising, our beloved Pops. Now for the fireside chat, I would like to invite our fellow students, John Jason Thomas and Priya Damodiwala. A bit about John. He is honorable Bengali of our class, even though he is born and raised in Bihar. And now he is living in Mumbai. And Priya is a person who has spent half her life telling people that her name is not Priya. So good afternoon, Pops. We are really excited to have you here. You've been called the most creative minds in the advertising industry for all the right reasons, and you're also the legend behind some of the coolest campaigns that we've seen. But today we want to go beyond the awards and the headlines. We are here for your stories, your lessons, and maybe even one of those few creative risks that you've taken along the way. So let's have fun and jump right in for that.
Pops, you've always pushed boundaries with your strong creative foundation. Tell us about one ad campaign you wish you would have shaken up even more and why.
Each time, as we distributed the briefs, earlier on the fifth floor, each time you get a problem to solve, and you try to solve that problem to the best of your ability. And in real life, you don't get time. So I was told that you guys were up last night and then working for this. Welcome to the club. uh, and you try to really, in the pursuit of first finding a solution, second really getting confidence to really validate your own solution, and then present you have no clue whether your conviction is correct or not. Then you have consumers, validating it. You have clients validating it. You have, a lot of other people validating it before actually it goes to the marketplace. There will always be some slip happens. You you think that you have solved the problem, but you have not solved the problem. At times you think that you have not solved the problem, and then the problem is really solved. It becomes very big. So at the end of the day, it is just, you go by your gut feel. So there was this campaign, which on the back of huge success, which is Parker, Galicia campaign, kind of campaign. So which really made the brand really big. So we were quite happy. Everyone was happy because the brand really grew by 50-60%, and it became a household name. And Amitabh Bachchan was recognized, apart from PVC, was recognized for Parker. So it was that popular. The second, assignment which came from the same company, Bloodsir, is to really sell the pilot pens. Pilot pens, because they are very sharp. And then when you write, correct, so one of the things, for Parker, what we have used is the pen is good, we wanted to write more. So the entire campaign was we wanted to write more. The opportunity he gets to write is to autograph. So therefore we made him give so many autographs. In this, what can you do? A pen which writes so fine. And then we came upon this insight, and probably a joke, that when doctors write, nobody can decipher, correct, apart from the chemist, correct. And the pen which writes better also should read better, so that people can. So we went with that. Great Ram Madhwani was the director, and we went and did many commercials saying that a guy who commits a suicide and leaves a suicide note, and nobody could decipher what he has done, and the police has to call some chemist to really find things. So it was quite funny, and then we thought, people, it should be legible, your handwriting should be legible. But unfortunately, that campaign bombed, correct, and it never worked, whatever may be the reason. So at times your intent to solve a problem, legibility is the biggest one, correct. And at the same time, students don't want legibility because they want their teachers to get confused and give them more marks, because that will actually camouflages all the spelling mistakes. So the student reality is different, life reality. Things like that. At times you always feel that you could have done better. Even the campaign you have done, you always feel that you could have done better. The reason why this entire thing in advertising, that why Greg will work till so late, and is because you always search for an idea which is better. People don't come to you because, all the agency people here, people don't come to you for your average or for your worst. They come to you for your best. And if you cannot give your best, always that niggling doubt, little better. So each signal to a client's office is a reminder. 2 more signals to go. Have you got anything better? So at times I throw away all the presentations and everything, and he just go and then look at a white paper and narrate his story to a client. When he wants to actually have a copy of that, he would say that no, go back to the send them one. Because you are encouraging all that. That's the reason why your question that you are never.
If you could tell us about a campaign that completely flopped and how you turned it into your learning moment.
I think everything is a learning moment. Never. I think one of the campaigns which was done by my team, which took me by surprise completely. Was done by Preeti Nair and Nitesh Tiwari. Nitesh Tiwari was a junior copywriter at the time, and his boss was Preeti. So they both came to me and said they have cracked the problem. And so I said, previous day we had actually given up. It's very tough to really find a problem. This is a great campaign. I don't know if you guys know it or you can search on internet called Balbeat Basha. This is for HIV/AIDS, which was more than COVID at that point in time. It was killing out almost everyone. So the problem, people don't think that they have a problem. And then if you tell that somebody else has a problem, then yes, will go up. And that entire thing, Balbeat Basha, correct? Everybody thinks that it will happen. I won't, I don't get COVID, somebody else because they don't want their rights. So always that inside this campaign the moment they told me the idea, that was one of the biggest and most pleasant surprises that a complex problem of communicating to people where there is a lot of resistance and then the thing of it won't happen. Probably it is far more difficult to convince a smoker not to smoke. And then this is probably much tougher than that. So there will always be. And that is the reason why agency guys remember it is never a one-man show. Ever. You might write at the end of it. But when you brainstorm with someone or you express your idea, somebody will always build on that. And then you say, no, it should be done this way. And you improvise your own idea by taking up the challenge. So brainstorming is the best way, and taking the reaction and then taking the reaction from people is the best way to improve your ideas. At the end of the day, history will not remember, correct, who has done the idea and then how many people are there, how you got it, have you not got it. They celebrate the brand. You doing it for somebody else. If the brand succeeds, if the campaign succeeds, you will be remembered individually through the brand. Identity is the brand. Because which is the face of your work. So it is the teamwork. People come and everyone has an ability to produce ideas. It is not somebody's. At times you feel very stupid advertisement only industry where we carry a title called creative. Nobody else does that. The human being is creative. And it is important that we become professionals. Anybody can think of an idea. Even a child will do lots of it. It is a craft which makes it professional. So learning craft is the most important thing. Craft does not come in real life. Creativity comes to everyone. Even animals are creative. They all find a solution. And it is not restricted. Every human mind is capable of it. It is that way you professionals. Said the chair arrangements. She was saying that we need to learn from the mistakes and we need to become professionals. Professionals we only become when we actually master the craft. Craft needs tremendous practice. Whatever the little AV presentation, would have rehearsed it 5 times before entering a client's office. Because you get only one opportunity. You can't win. Practice makes everything. So that is where you become pretty better than others. Because you need to learn the craft of storytelling. Writing stories, advertising ideas. And then what is that you need to do agentic AI and all the prompts. Then you need to understand technology and understand the craft craft of mounting things, craft of actually, what are you asking your agent to do, and training your agent is the most important thing. Then doing it yourself. So things you have to do perfectly. Craft is important. Teamwork is important thing, and of course you can always do better if you are satisfied that what you have done is it. Then that's the end of your story.
Pops, during the
During the
1990s, as far
1990s,
as I
as far as I
believe,
believe,
you worked
you
on the
worked on
brand Fiat,
Fiat.
and this comes
This
from an
comes from an
automotive
automotive
fan like
fan
me.
like me.
You
You
completely
completely
excelled in
excelled
the
in the
advertising
advertising
campaign
campaign.
when we had
When we
market
had market
disruptors like the
disruptors
Maruti
like the
800
Maruti
and the
800 and the
Maruti Zen.
Maruti Zen.
In the
In
same
the
manner,
same manner,
today's generation is
today's
always
generation is
glued to
always
our
glued to our
phones. What makes you
what makes you
believe can
believe can
a
a
reel
reel
be
be
like a
like
scroll
a scroll
stopper?
stop?
How can a
How
reel
can a
become
reel become
completely memorable
memorable
in the form
in
of
the form
advertising?
of advertising? See, one inside is you take all the reels which are popular, all the reels which touched a million. Look at all of them. What is common in them? Videos don't go viral. Ideas go viral. So the most important thing to go to make any work go viral or successful. We never had the word viral before, but successful is to have impactful ideas which resonate with people are the ideas which come from life themselves. The way we behave is the way the brands should also behave. Then you have connection. Why do you think somebody tried it? It resonated with the audiences of the attitude of the guy and the niceness of that, in spite of having all the talent he has. So it is always, whether it was Fiat those days, people wanted a strong family car. Correct. When Maruti was giving him, car is affordable, but not strong enough. Never felt. There were no airbags. Never felt as safe. Then we had to actually show people that using it little more rough. That's the truth. In Japanese cars, we always like it to give more mileage, and European cars are safer because thicker steel is used for that. So first you have to understand the product, the business, and in this day and age you don't need much time to really understand. You can search anything you want, and you know everything about it. Do your homework. When you do your homework, you can connect. Our job is to connect the business to people. So that means what you need to understand business, and you need to understand people. If you're selling electric scooter to people, you know what are you going to sell it on? And what is issues with electric scooters? How do you understand the battery is more important, the charging ecosystem is more important. Warranties are important. Entry level price is important. So this is research. You don't need anybody to tell you. You can do everything by yourself because you're smarter than last four generations put together. Because we never had the exposure. We never had the exposure to really learn what we wanted to learn. And it took us to take a lot of time. To really gather. Time to actually wait for weeks to get into newspapers of some other city. To go to the public library. Sit there and then wait. Bombay paper coming there, or Hindustan Times coming to a statement, or Hindu coming into the library for you to really. And now it actually curates and then gives it to you, the news Google itself. So yeah, that's the most important thing to understand. Connecting with people. We had connected at that time, they could not manufacture enough. They had taken the whatever 30,000, 40,000 as advance. They booked 3.5 lakh cars. They could not repay the money because they could not make as many cars. So the company went bankrupt. it does, advertising famous products don't stand up to it.
That's
That's
lovely.
lovely.
You've also
You've
made
also
so
made so
many
many
ads
ads
throughout
throughout
these
these
years that
years
made
that made
actually
actually
people
people
think.
think. So
What would
what would
you
you
cancel
cancel
one
one
bad
bad
ad
ad
trend
trend
forever?
forever?
Which one
Which
will it
one will
be?
it be?
It could
It
be a
could be a
brand or a
brand or a
campaign.
campaign.
Any
Any
trend.
trend.
But if you could
If you could
cancel
cancel
one
one
bad
bad
ad trend,
ad
it could
trend,
be a
it could be a
campaign as
campaign
well.
as well.
Which
Which
one would
one
it
would
be?
it be?
The
The
trend now
trend
is to
now
use
is to use
celebrities.
celebrities and
Cancel that.
cancel that.
Because if
Because if
celebrities want to
celebrities
save
save
their own movies, okay, nobody has really saved their own movies. How are they going to save your brand? Okay, and it is not going to happen. I have an idea. Idea is the most celebrated position of any brand.
You
you
have
have been
you've been
been
there
there
when the
when the
shift
shift
from
from
traditional
traditional
to
to
digital
digital
came
came
up.
up.
What were
What
your
were your
thoughts about it?
thoughts about
How did you actually
the
ideate on
idea
it?
on it?
What were
What
your
were your
strategy
strategy
around it?
around
Could
it?
you
Could
just
you just
Sometimes
sometimes
disruption
disruption
happens to
happens
people
to
who
people
sleep.
who sleep.
You
You
are
are
not
not
slept. You are
traveling
along with
along
that.
with that.
So
So
it
it
wasn't
wasn't
necessarily a
a
disruption
disruption
because
because uh,
being
being
involved
involved with
with
computers
computers
and
and
technology
technology
from
from
very
very early
early
age,
age,
because I come from a city
from a city
where
where
the hub of
hub of
electronics used to be
electronics used to be
the
the
government
government uh,
company called
company called
ECA,
ECA,
Electronic
Electronic
Corporation.
Corporation of India.
So I used to do a
So I
lot
used
of
to
work
do a
for
lot
them.
of work for them.
So I had
So
the
I had the
privilege of
launching the first
mainframe
mainframe
computer
computer
for the country
in
in
1970
1970 called System
System 332
when it was
when it was
actually
actually
fighting with IBM that point in
that
time.
point in time.
So adoption to of technology happened and internet
Internet
and cell
cell
accounts
accounts came in and we had to actually do one blind screen black screen in DOS
and then
download a
download a
picture
picture and the picture used to come out very bad and then I used to have
used to have a
a black and
black
white
and
printer
white printer
to
really
do
do
that.
that.
So it was
So it was very
very
difficult to
deal
deal with,
but still
still
at
at that
even
even
that
that
time in
time
93
we
we
mounted
mounted
very ambitious
global
campaign
with
with
the
the
latest
latest cars from Detroit
and
and
photographers
photographers from
from
LA
had
had to
to
actually
shoot
shoot
the
the
picture
picture
without me
without me
having to travel to either
either
Detroit or
Detroit or
it is the
It is
visual. This was the campaign.
the campaign
We launched in April, and in those
those days to get a car picture of
car
the car which is launched
in
in
US
US is to
magazines also used to take
almost 6-8
months
months
to
to
really
really
find
find
the
the
picture.
picture.
So
So
we
we went
and then shot the cars which
the cars
were launched that year, in 1996. April we launched the campaign. 1996 January, when the cars were launched. In February we got them shot, and then it took almost 2 weeks for the transparencies to arrive because of customs and all that, and we had to process them and then really launch the campaign. In all, half of these was done by international trunk calls and internet, where chat was happening here to there, sending messages and then downloading pictures and then actually virtually seeing it. It used to take at least 3 to 4 hours to download a small 8 KB picture, and then still we managed to do it. Okay. So adoption happens out of necessity. Correct. You need to do it, and then therefore you adopt it. And even digital technology, we had to adopt because the people were changing. Facebook came, everything changed. Internet came, everything changed. Instagram came, everything changed. ChatGPT came, everything changed. Things change. Unless you are relevant, how are you make your brand relevant to customers? Forget about that. If I don't chat on Insta, I will not connect with my grand. As simple as so it is necessity for me to connect with people. Maybe why do I spend so much spend on the Saturday morning because I want to keep the connection normal. So connecting is the most important thing for adoption. And then why I said that you are privileged. What we took almost 40 years to learn, you are able to learn within 3 months. Internet adoption almost more than a decade, and Facebook took 6 years, and TikTok took at least 6 months to really go. And ChatGPT took less than a month, and DeepSeek viral within cross 300 million within 6 days. Not even that. So how the technology is getting adopted, and I'm very glad that this entire idea is we have got ISP where professionals go to learn and upgrade themselves. What is happening in the industry? They don't have faculty. Professionals go and teach Kellogg's. The same thing happens there. And IITs, almost now 6 years now, IITs has been the hub for incubators. They have been incubated, and professors have become their mentor, and then they are actually making the foundation of their new company in the campus. Why not advertise? Everything, you can actually do it because whatever is accessible to people in an advertising agency is accessible to you. They are far more dumb to create pain. Because and then you have the intelligence, and then you have the all the tools available to you. Do you want to know 25 histories if you are furniture? You want 25 case histories of furniture brands in the world, you will have it. And if you don't have time to go through entire case study, it will give you top line. So you have the knowledge, far more equipped than a local furniture brand. So where are you starting? So you are starting equal to everyone else. It is just that we need to shift our mind, saying that we are not students, we are founders. 16-year-olds are founding companies. I'm sure you're older than me. Are you 16? You look 40. But the point is not a limit. While we go on and then say that old people must adopt to new technology, and then I say that you are saying people must adopt to technology and then use the technology to their strength. So it is not playing games actually. If you like games, go gaming 100%. The choice which you are making today has become little more earlier. People used to make the choice of advertising much later in their life. And then now you have the privilege of making it as early as possible. And then go and learn things. So that once you go to the industry, you are much better than that. Why do you have to go at a campus salary of 3 lakhs or 5 lakhs? You can go for 60 lakhs, you can go for 80 lakhs, you can go for a crore, depending on the ability which is. And then learning is there, and then very difficult. Today educational institutions have become the hotbed for people to facilitate learning. And then all your teachers are mentors, learn, and then it is up to you. How many people get this opportunity? And it is not easy to find space in Bombay to sit and talk and then work. The first thing getting. Try and then find, you ask your parent, how much it will cost to get a 50 square foot in Bombay. So you have got the fact, you have got access to all the companies. You have all the benefits, you don't need UPS. And then I can actually tell you that why even to have to go for a 60 lakhs, 80 lakhs placement. Start your own company, you can do 30 crores, 40 crores, but you say no. So that is important to that is transformative. It is not. We have gone with analog world, they feel digital transformation. And then you are born in digital world. What is transformation for you? You are living therefore, use all the you have, and you can do much better than us, and much more. I don't know why people pay me so much. You should be getting 40 times more.
We all
We
know
all know
how
how
Ireland
Ireland
went
went
from
from
Wills to Reels. So, what is your secret to not making it sound like a boomer
boomer
brand?
brand.
See, everything, is the personality and then the ambition of the founder. You get it? And if you want, like the way the Sahara entire thing has happened, public all people are shouting, crying, there. So all that, I really saw nothing had happened. It's a beautiful film. Still, emotionally very powerful. So it is all depends on the ambition which you. So how much ambition you have, and every solution to a problem is a reflection of the guy who invented the solution. And it is from our perspective what is the world will see and what are the problems we perceive and find a solution there, and then we hope, and then that's where you become successful. If the solution is relevant, more people will become more successful. And the way you talk, the way you perceive world is what your brand or your business will have it. So that's the signature which you have. That's how you see the world, and that's what you want. So it is all the boomer brand, whichever coming there lacking on the think of the problem they are solving and kind of individuals they are. And that's the reason why you see a lot of products today is a reflection of the category and then the lifestyle and people who are actually making that happen. Their personality is reflected. Has it answered or you have something else in mind?
Pops, the next big shift in advertising that you're excited about, which you would tell our future media agency coming up.
The most exciting thing in advertising is going to preserve humanity. It is fantastic to see that the technology and algorithms are ruling, and then they will bring in a lot of efficiency and replacing the tedious manual jobs which we are doing. So it is like having an automatic washing machine and not using it, and then sitting on the floor and try to wash clothes. So we do that. There are some things we have to relegate to technology, and some things which we have to keep. Human beings are different. The emotions they have wonderful things. 10 people in the room ask the same question or combination of same word. ChatGPT will receive the same. The value will be there for your judgment, for your vocabulary, for your personality, for your imperfections. Correct. And everything is too perfect, it is boring, right? And whatever algorithms and machines do, it will always be perfect. Everyone will have the same vocabulary. Everyone will have the same imagination. Everybody will have the same. Then what is your identity? So human beings will be valued for their human qualities in the future more than ever. So understand all technology, do everything, but keep that signature of yours. The more you develop your own personality, your voice, you will be far more valued, and that's the most valuable thing human beings can ever have. And if you lose it, you will not have it. And if you develop it, then you will like future. Because point of view is the most important thing for a brand and for individual. If you put a reel or if you put a social media post, won't have a point of view. If I say that Virat Kohli is a great batsman, everybody will agree. What is the point of view in that? If say that compare you can't even Virat Kohli to even believe that people will debate. People will say that no, he's far more than Billy Manchester, because people that's your point of view. You know, if you express something which is unique to you, agree or may not agree, they actually respect you having a point of view. So it is very important to keep that humanity. My point of view is tone of voice is humanity. Vocabulary is life learnings, feelings, expression. These are unique to us. If we lose them, gone. So that is the future trend. So don't carry away with all. Use all the be master of all technology. And then you need to learn as I speak. You need to learn at this age now how to train the agents automating things. Your emails to your calendars to the campaigns. Today nobody has to do anything better than everything. So what do we do? Nothing. Dummy can do it. A dummy can actually. That's what the agents will do. You have to set the parameters and then do it. And is that the intelligence licensing those parameters. Okay. That's only one time. After what do you do? So it is important to learn all that. And it is also important to have a point of view and then keep your thinking in perspective. And then that is going to be far more valuable than anything else. Neither degrees, your ability to do on prompts or something else. None of those. It is your ability to think is the most important.
So one last question from Pops. What do you want people to remember you for? The campaigns you made or the chaos you survived?
I survived. I survived. Maybe having more chaos now. There's no end to anything. I think the impact we don't understand the power of communication, and probably if you wait to count the time on television, probably us handling full brands of Procter, large Coca-Cola of the world, our work had more time on television than the brand advertising. And that much of time which you get through the work which we are doing, we have the ability to simple something and make an impact on people. So advertising actually guides people and influences people in a lot of ways than we actually do that. Because when you have a white paper in front of you, no client ever use a boy or use a girl or let you wear yellow shirt and black top. You what you choose to write. And whatever you write, if you're a sensitive person, to gender you write something, which will be without losing impact. The story is yours. Moral is this. Correct. To that moral you are writing the story. And then you can choose to write any story. That story only your imagination. If you have values, you can actually use that opportunity to propagate your values and then make a larger impact, more than sales, in people's behavior and perception. So that's important, which you wanted to be remembered for.
Thank you, Pops, for sharing your journey with us. About everything you've come by in your journey, the friends, the campaigns, the brands that you spoke about. I personally love the fact that you also spoke about automotive brands. Being an automotive fan that I am. It was great. We're leaving inspired to stay curious, take risks, and have a little fun just like you. It's an absolute pleasure.
Okay, guys, everyone please settle down for the pictures.
request everybody to stand up and give their beautiful smiles for the camera. Guys, settle down. Bad job, please. Alright. Here's a fun fact about our next guest. People who have worked with him describe him as a mix of sharp intellect, curiosity, and strong work ethics, and also someone who's genuinely extremely fun to be around. Yes, I am talking about Mr. Mandar Natekar. Please give him a round of applause. That's a secret. With over 2 decades in the media and entertainment industry, he has led big teams and built successful business strategies. And now he has teamed up with his IITian co-founders to dive into content tech, creating something that could change how we experience content. He is also the co-founder and CEO of Neural Garage, also called as Visual Dub AI. Please welcome Mr. Manda Natekar on stage. I would request Dr. Yogesh to felicitate Mr. Manda Natekar. Okay, now for the fireside chat, we would like to invite Mansi Gujarati, who is actually not Gujarati but fully Marathi, and Jinesh Shabaria, who will get you better deals on tickets than any other online platform. So please welcome them.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Do we need a mic or
Hello.
mic is good?
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mansi.
And this is Jinesh.
We are honored to have with us Mr. Mandar Natikar, a marketing fanatic turned entrepreneur. With over 2 decades of experience across leading companies like Viacom 18, Turner, and Times Group, he's now the co-founder and CEO of Neural Garage, the company behind VisualDub.ai, an AI platform transforming the way content is localized. Beyond business, he's also deeply passionate about education and giving back to society.
So we are moving forward with the questions. So we are really excited to hear your insights today. So, sir, to start with, could you tell us what inspired you to move from traditional marketing to exploring AI analytics? What problems does your company specifically aim to solve in this space?
Look, I must say that we're not really into AI analytics, but let me tell you what we are into. Me and my co-founders, we love cinema, and all of us have very different tastes in cinema. Beyond Bollywood, from Spanish to Korean to Russian to Chinese to Spanish. So we consume all sorts. But what happens is when you watch a dub film, there are two things that happen which are very horrible. One, the actors' expressions and the way they speak does not match the audio. And second is their voices do not match the voice of the dubbed artist. So it's like a double whammy. We thought, why can we solve this through technology? So for example, if you're watching a film in Korean dubbed in English, can it look as if it has been actually filmed in English? And this is really what we set out to solve. We started up in 21, way before all the generative AI hype started. So it was a problem that we genuinely wanted to solve, and we felt it can be solved only through technology. And that is why we built our own proprietary models. We are probably the only company in Asia to have built proprietary models in video and audio. The technology, the IP belongs to us. So this is a large problem we are solving, basically making content accessible to everyone without barriers of language. Now, how does it translate, for example, into marketing? Whilst this seems like a very obvious problem in films, but how does it kind of solve problems for the marketing and advertising fraternity? So, for example, you would understand, and since you guys have a background in marketing, more than 95% of all ad films are shot in Hindi, and then they are dubbed in multiple languages. So, the other day I was watching something on Amazon Prime, and I see an ad for Oreo fans, which had Kusha, Kapila, and MSD, and it was in Marathi, and it sounded terrible. Imagine an ad shot in Hindi meant for the Tamil audience running on Sun TV. It looks horrible. But obviously, brands don't want to incur production cost to shoot the same ad in multiple languages. So hence the easy way out is एक language में shoot करो, बाकी सब में dub करो and let audiences whatever. Now without technology, that problem is solved. Now you don't need to subject your consumers to dubbed TVCs. And at the heart of it, what do we, I mean, what are we really trying to build? We are trying to build a bridge between the brand and the consumers. And what we actually want from the consumers is attention. We are moving into a world where attention is of prime premium. So you don't, when you're, for example, if I'm telling you something and you get distracted, the message is lost. Maybe I was telling you something important, and exactly at the same time, you are on your phone. Attention gone, message wasted, right? So brands have to do everything to ensure that they don't give their consumers a chance to move out. So this helps solve that problem. That at least the consumers will stay engaged. Problem number two. Um, Most TVCs have a life of 3 weeks, more or less data. After that, it becomes a blind spot. फिर वो ad TV पे आती है, आप इधर उधर देखते हो because आपने 10 बार देख चुके हैं. But you cannot keep, and we see this on IPL for example, right? A very high decibel property, but through the 45 days of the event, some brands show the same films through the tournament, and then you feel like you had to देख चुके हो. But again, it's constrained by production cost. How many films can you create? But now with technology like ours, you can now use the same video asset. Just by changing the audio, you now have the same actors speaking a new messaging. So you can absolutely one film shoot, but you can have 15 films with different messages. So this is how technology assists. And the third part is most advertising is meant for carpet bombing. One size fits all. You assume a TG, then you assume cohorts, and then you buy media, and you hope that you understand the concept of reach and frequency, right? So you hope that you're reaching your audience at a certain reach metric, and enough number of times for them to make a mind decision. Right? But it is still carpet bombing. But what if brands are able to create personalized video messages for every single of one of their consumers? Technology helps you to do that too. So this is where, whilst we started to solve a problem meant for films and content on streaming platforms, it very naturally had a very organic takeaway into the marketing industry. And now we have like some of the biggest advertisers in the world like L'Oreal, Amazon, Hero, Coca-Cola, Unilever, you name the brands, Procter. All of them use our technology in one way or the other. So that's the part that we're solving. So analytics, not really, but we are effectively solving the problem of attention.
So that sounds really interesting. My next question is, when you first began working with AI, what surprised you the most?
Actually, we didn't start. Look, we, we're a tech company. We're not a product or a service that is using other wrappers and technology to build our own product. Right? We've built a technology. So, and like I said, we started in 21. Way before anything was visible or available in public domain about AI becoming close to consumers. AI has always been there, but it was never into our lives as a pop culture. AI is pop culture. So we are creating a technology. So we are not riding a wave. We are the wave.
So that was a very insightful answer. So with so many platforms available, TV, digital, social, media and OTT. So how do you decide where to focus marketing efforts and for maximum impact?
Mm, I think if questions का framing ना ठीक नहीं हुआ है. But let me, so for example, what really is marketing? Marketing is you have a brand and you make an assessment that this is my potential consumer. So that's what we call as an ICP. Have you heard of this term? The initial consumer profile. Okay, who are my consumers? So we create the profile. Okay, if I'm, for example, I was at one of the management institutes yesterday to judge an entrepreneurship business plan something. There was a group of students who came up with a phenomenal idea for festival footwear for ladies. So if you're thinking in that direction, your TG really is young women, age group I would say 18 to 30, who have a very active lifestyle and who like to party, take part in multiple events, and are very confident, and they want their outfits to match their confidence. So they take care to dress well and prepare well and all of that. So if this is my ICP, then I would figure out what are these cohorts. So are we talking to women in advertising, women in marketing, women in finance industry? So now your ICP becomes very sharp, and then you say, okay, where do they stay? So that's how you start drilling down to your core, and then you decide, okay, how do I want to speak to them? Because eventually it is about building a bridge, like I said earlier, between the brand and the consumer, and then narrating a story that helps consumers to cross over. Because if I'm not able to tell you a convincing story about why you should use my brand, you'll more likely get convinced by the other brand story. So I have to build a compelling narrative. So then it goes in that direction, and that's how you take it forward. So it all starts with visualizing who your consumer is, sharpening your ICP, then your cohorts, and then creating the right narratives, and then selecting the medium. So if I have to, for example, talk to very young girls in the age group of, let's say, 16 to 20, it will make a lot of sense for me to direct all my spends to Instagram. It's a no-brainer. So, Harry Potter, who's a fan? Any fans of Harry Potter here? Shit. But anyway, whoever's a fan would remember that the wizard doesn't choose the wand chooses the wizard, right? So in the same way, the ICP chooses the vehicle and not the other way around. You cannot say, okay, I will select TV and then I can whatever. No, वैसा नहीं होता. You have to first sharpen your ICP, your consumer profile, personality, and then that lends itself to what vehicle. Should I do television? Should I do print? Should I do OTT? Should I do outdoors? Should I do Instagram? A combination, one of the five. So it all comes from there.
So we all are media students here. Can you let us know like what skills or mindset we all should have to be in this evolving field market?
See, I think the two three things. One, you should have a sense of self. That is very important. And don't fall prey to generalization. Okay, I'm 16 and I think like this, so everybody thinks like this. That's very. But I would say, be self-aware, have wide exposure, um, understand people, because a 16-year-old in Mumbai is totally different from a 16-year-old in Bhopal, and a 16-year-old in Bhubaneswar, and a 16-year-old in Vizag, or a 16-year-old in Gurgaon. So you will have to make some effort in being self-aware, being exposed, and understanding who you want to talk to. So Pop said something about there are now enough and more tools available to do all of that research. But but there is still that human ingenuity that is at play, right? Because what happens is when everything is available to everyone, then we are all on equal stand. Then who makes the cut? Somebody who knows how to apply their own human brain to all the information. Because अब क्या होगा? Everybody goes to ChatGPT. Everybody gets, and it's not trained on people. It is trained on a generalized model. So you will ask a question, it will give the same answer to everyone. So you have to really think what is it that you put into the table, and that is your own element, which is a mix of your own culture, your own upbringing, your own exposure, your travels, your reading. So you have to be self-aware. नहीं तो we are talking robots.
So, what's one marketing mistake you see companies or brands making often, and how can we students learn from it?
I think today what I feel is a mistake that let me so I'm not as old as Pops. I'm I'm 49. So I'm pretty much that generation which has seen a mix of both. We saw the audio cassette, and then we saw the MP4 files, then we saw the iPods also, we saw the iPhone and everything, right? So we have been a part of the generation where we've seen everything. Sorry, what's your question? I keep forgetting.
Mistakes companies
Ha,
make.
So what I see is when we were growing up, when I was your age, advertising was really entertaining. Some of the you should see some of the old Pepsi versus Coke ads, or the Procter ads, or the Unilever ads. They had a story, they had a background, and they had some essence, and it was truly creative. Now all advertising is largely transactional. Buy me, buy me, buy me, kharido, kharido, kharido. Nobody wants to. It's like the romance has flown out of the window. Because वो क्या है, वो swipe right वाला scene, you feel something better is around the corner, so you're not happy with what you have, and then you're also not willing to take the effort to make what you have wonderful, because you're always wanting the next one will be better, and it's reflecting everywhere, right? You want more shoes, more clothes, you're not happy. So most brands, what they're doing is they're moving from storytelling to convey the essence of the brand to transactions, and hence the advertising reflects that. So easy way out. 10 influencers ले लो, वो लोग reels बनाएंगे, random shit will happen, and you're only wanting to buy, and then you also regret your choices, because how many jackets and how many shoes and how many belts and how many makeups and how many vitamin D and how many things that you can keep buying, right? So I think that's what brands are now. They are all trying to cut themselves from the same cloth. There is no uniqueness. That X factor I feel is missing. So I would strongly urge all of you to try to. I think the invitation somewhere said Mavericks. Can anyone tell me who's a Maverick? Mavericks are misfits. Mavericks are the guys, or the, when I say guy, I don't refer to a gender. I'm just like bro is now, genderless. वैसा ही guys also genderless. So they have the unique power to go against the crowd, against the herd. They have a voice. They don't have a problem expressing it. They will never go with the crowd because it suits them or it's trendy or it's peer pressure. They will carve a different way out. These are the Steve Jobs, misfit. So you have to be that zone, because if you fall prey to the herd mentality, then you're not unique. Then there's nothing new about you. You're replaceable. आपको कोई मिस नहीं करेगा, ना रिलेशनशिप में ना प्रोफेशनल. No, it's a fact. I don't say it loosely. You know, if, for example, if you stop being friends with someone, will that person miss you? If you stop being in a relationship with the person, will that person miss you? Correct. If you stop talking to consumers, or if you stop selling yourself, will the consumers miss you? Will they seek you out? So you have to be unique. You have to put your voice. You have to express. You need to have a unique identity, because that will eventually come into the brands you represent, whether as a marketer or as an advertiser. And it's very easy to do. I mean, you just have to stop falling prey to peer pressure.
So, few days back we had a session with our professor where they mentioned that in future, in like 10 years, we all are going to be reviewers, AI reviewers, AI reviewers. So many people have very different opinion about AI. So I would like to ask you, AI in media, a friend or a competitor?
That person actually predicted 10 years down the line. अरे कल क्या होगा पता नहीं हमको है. वो 10 साल का बात कर रहा है, जीनियस है. उससे स्टॉक मार्केट का अपडेट्स. But look, we have to understand one thing, that when something becomes pop culture, and not pop culture, pop culture, and becomes a very part of our life, the existence is undeniable. It is there. So you have to embrace. In this case, you cannot be a maverick, because then you're not being a maverick, you're being stupid. You have to embrace technology. You need to learn how to deal with it, and importantly, use it to your advantage. That's the key part. हम जब imagine 25 years back, when I was went behind the ear, total greenhorn, and your boss would say, "कल pitch meeting है, presentation बनाओ." We would all would have been the same. We would be shipping bricks, slides बनाओ सारे. PPT was new then. अब तो मतलब you give prompts and presentations are ready, design, aesthetics, everything. So life is simple. So there is a certain elegance to it, but you have to learn how to use it. So when everything becomes a commodity, so I like to tell this, when we started our careers, everybody was a work hard person, because you made it with a lot of effort, right? No privilege, no entitlement. You really worked hard to get that job, so you're like going all out. So when everybody works hard, the ones who are able to express, communicate, take care to dress up, express themselves well, shine. Now, cut 25 years later, everybody knows how to talk. We are all great talkers now. We are experts in making reels, and we are fed with dopamine today, because somebody is telling you how much they like you, and they're sharing your content and all of that, right? So everyone's great in communication, great in presentation, great in expression. So what will make you unique? Hard work. So I think that really is key. My advice would be, boss, work hard, build a strong work ethic. The habits you build now will stand you in good state later. There is nothing else to it.
So, what advice would you give to the students who are entering media and AI today?
मैं अभी तो बोल चुका, we embrace it. Embrace it. Somebody mentions AI jobs. AI will not take jobs. AI will take jobs of people who don't know AI. So you have to be relevant. It is like, you say that I don't know how to use a laptop, or I don't know how to use internet. वो फिर आप stupid हो. आप go deep into a hole and don't come back. Correct? You have to understand, for your work and your profession, what are the key AI tools or softwares that you should know. As students, for example, you should definitely know the best tools to create presentations, or create narratives, or storytelling. These are the tools that you must know. And as you grow into your chosen careers, whatever is there for that chosen career, whatever is the tool that enhances quick access to information, quick access to information, then data, and then your own learning, you should adopt. And सब free है. There is no learning cost actually.
So, sir, we are at the end of our interview. From today's session, we have learned how AI is shaping modern marketing. The biggest takeaway is that AI is a friend in media, a tool that helps us while creating human insight remains at the heart of marketing.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your valuable insights and experience with us today. So it's been truly inspiring to hear about your journey and the role of AI in marketing and the advice you have for the students aspiring to build their careers in this field.
Last piece of advice: start your own shit. The best time.
Mandar is somebody. I'm sorry, carry on. What is the question? Yes.
Unfair advantage नहीं था. So नहीं, people knew, but it was not pop culture. So my co-founders, I'll make it brief. They have a bachelor's and master's degree from IIT Kanpur in computer vision. They are whiz kids in technology, and they have spent 10 years in AI in the US, working on facial recognition. So, for example, earlier generative AI को पहले synthetic data बोलते थे, because you have to generate your own images and then work on the privacy laws and all of that. So they have massive experience. So ऐसा नहीं, AI was everywhere. For example, iPhone में जब type करते थे, predictive text है. That is AI. That is LLMs at play. It's just that you can assign a word. AI तो बहुत time से. AI has been around for a long time. Alright.
I'd like to thank Mandar, my dear friend, who's come today, who's taken his time out for us. He's somebody who's actually disrupting the industry, the film industry, with visual dub, and I wish him all the best. Thank you so much, Mandar. I have huge respect for you and the work that you do, and I look forward to some of our students learning from you at Niragaran and visual dubs here.
Absolutely. Always there for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I request everyone to assemble for the picture. Guys, now we break. Guys, please be seated. Please be seated. We are getting our snacks and lunches here. Yeah. It's sit, all of you, please.